There have been something that people have been trying to build with Bitcoin for quite some time. It's the idea of sidechain or drive chain, or like there are many variations of that idea that have been proposed over the year. The general idea is what? The general idea is that you can take some coin from the main chain, put them into some other system that have different rules, and at some point you can bring them back in the main system. And those other systems, they don't depend on the core developer, and they can, evolve in any direction. And that would be a space where people could create many of those and try to innovate and see what works and what doesn't. And the problem with Bitcoin-like system is that we know to do most of that except the part where you bring back the coin on the main chain. It's always dangerous to say it's impossible, but it's been 14 years now and nobody has been able to figure it out. And it's very speculative if it's possible at all, right? But because we don't use exclusively Nakamoto consensus, we use Avalanche as well. With Avalanche, this reverse peg is not too difficult to do. Now, what does it mean? That means that, maybe you can create a subsystem with an EVM that works more like Ethereum than it does like Bitcoin, and people could move some eCash in there and use smart contracts and whatnot. Or you can do one with zero knowledge technology where people can do transactions that are completely opaque. Or you can do, like, the whole point is that you can do one that have any kind of rules. So we don't know what IDs people are gonna come up tomorrow, but we know that we can create a subnet that, if those ID gets traction, we can create a subnet that leverage them. I think it's very exciting because one of the main problem of the whole crypto space is that when you want to innovate on the technological level, you always find yourself at some point where you have to mess with the consensus rule of the system. And now everybody has to upgrade at the same time. This is an upgrade process that's going to take months, and you need to be extremely careful because any bug in there is going to have like very dire consequences. So innovating this way is actually very slow, very difficult. And to the contrary, you'd want people to be able to try stuff, launch them very quickly, see if they work or not right away. So having a space to do that, I think, is extremely important. So yeah, I think that's probably the most exciting part.
And is that sort of where you see a large portion of that developer fund being allocated towards developers that may want to support building out such a subnet?
Yeah, if people have promising subnet IDs, we should definitely fund that, yeah.